Hey, welcome to Cfmoto Zforce. Look what I got. I got full aluminum doors for my Cfmoto Zforce 800EX. I want to thank Revco for giving me a really good deal on these doors. Actually, I already got a video of showing these doors on my machine and how much dirt and mud that they prevent from coming in under the existing factory doors, or maybe you don't even have doors at all, then you got all kinds of debris coming in, but these are going to be a game changer. And I wanted to make this video because I want to show everybody step by step what I did to install these doors. I'm going to be serious right now. It's not an easy job. Everybody does it different. There's a couple of videos online, and I'm going to try and just make a video that will help anybody looking to put these kind of doors on a little bit easier. There's like 40 push tabs you got to take off, and there's other difficult things that you're going to see in this video. I'm going to take quick clips. This is not going to be a continuous installation video because it could take up to 6 hours. The first one took 6 hours, so I hopefully this one goes a little quicker, and it should. But I'll just do quick clips of exactly what you need to do and any problems you may encounter. So let's get at it. Okay, right off the bat here, if you have these striker plates, if you have the existing factory doors, you'll have these striker plates that are mounted here. You're going to want to take Allen head socket. Use a socket to back these out, and maybe a gun, because if you try Allen wrenches, there's chances are you're going to round them off, and then you're in deeper trouble. Then you're going to have to drill them out. So try to use a socket that fits exactly to here. And I just used my DeWalt gun to back it out. I'll show you what I used. This is my DeWalt gun that I used, and I found a bit that would fit that bolt, and it worked like a charm. Backed them right out. Oh, by the way, I just put a sticker. There's a hole there and a hole there. I just put a sticker over there. Hide them. Next, I took an Allen key and I backed out the bolt here and here. You'll see some people undo these ones, this top part. You don't have to do that, because all you want to do is separate this part of your siding from here, because we have to bend this out a bit. I'll show you, but just back out these two Allen bolts right here. Okay, we're at the rear wheel here. So next we're going to have to undo these push pins, like one here. I'm not sure about this one. I'll show you in a minute though. We have to take this one out here, and we're going to have to take this one out here, this one out here. I think this one too. I'm not sure, but I will come back to that and show you exactly what I had to do, because we do have to remove the door and the safety bars here. These safety bars right here, all this is going to come off. Then we're going to have to undo these push pins as well, but I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, so I took out the push pins from here on this sill, rocker panel, rocker sill, whatever you like to call it. I used to work at General Motors, so I got all these words in my head. Anyways, there's some Phillips head screws. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or so. And then there's a bolt that you have to undo right back here. And then that takes this back cover off that's on here. So, but now the reason why I'm undoing this rocker panel here is because there's a bolt here for this safety bar that has to come off, because the safety bar is all coming off, and these two here, and there's one inside here that has to come out. You don't even have to take the door off, you just leave it all in one piece. But now I have to get in here to undo a bolt into here, so I think I have to take some of this flare off. Some guys will say you got to take that fender flare off. You don't have to. All you have to do is take off a few, because there's push pins in behind here that you can't see or get at. But once you get those push pins out, this panel will move this way so that you can get that nut or that bolt out of there. Okay, now I've took out all the push pins that I need to remove this, to back it off so that we can get at this bolt right here. I believe it's a 13 millimeter. So we'll undo this, we'll undo these, and we'll get another 13 millimeter bolt that's in there. I'm going to go underneath and undo the 3 bolts that hold this rocker panel on here, this plastic. We should be able to get this bolt. Now I took off the 3 bolts in here. I'm going to undo these 2 push pins here, just so that I can have some leverage on this. Here's a bit of a tip when you're dealing with these tough push pins. I just give them a squirt of WD-40, and it seems to help a bit. So guys, here's what I did. I just got my plastic moved out enough, and I used a wrench. I can't fit a ratchet in a socket in there. I just use a wrench, and I undo that 13 mil socket. A little time consuming, but it beats taking everything off just to remove this. And I did on the other side, and it worked. So I did manage to fit the ratchet in there. So yeah, this is all like crank I can get on it, so it'll be a bit time consuming. But still, it's better than a wrench. I forgot there's a bolt right here. You have to undo that too. And then you should be able to take the whole door right off. Alright, now that we have our door out of the way, hardware came. You'll get a hardware package with your doors, nuts and bolts, and pieces like this. So this is the piece here. Take a look at that, the way that is shaped. So the bottom will go down first. So we got to get it in here, and we're going to use our existing 30 mil bolt to attach it. Now, one thing you're going to find out is there's going to be lots of mud and dirt in places you didn't know. But what are you going to do, right? You can't go around cleaning everything because it's just going to get dirty again. And you likely won't have it all apart like this again. So this is here. This here is going to go like this. And it's going to be adjustable. So you just leave everything loose for now. There's going to be a piece like this here. There's going to be a piece up here in the back. Piece up here on where your mirror is. Just leave everything loose. All right, that's what this piece looks like in place. It's loose still. I keep everything loose. I forgot. I had to take a bolt out here. That it's a 10 millimeter bolt, so I can move this plastic out of the way, take the gas cap off, and that made my life a lot easier. Yeah, I think now I can just pop that back into place. Put my cap on, make sure I don't get any crap in there. That's just temporary though, because I have to tighten the 13 millimeter bolt. So I'll have to take this off, move the plastic out of the way so I can get my ratchet in there again. There's so many little things, like this side is different than that side, right? And there's so many different things. Like, it's not like I do this all the time. It's my first time, and hopefully my only time. But anyways, yeah, it's always different, and you keep finding things that are holding you up. Maybe it's a push pin or a bolt, and you got to get that out of there. So, but I'm showing you basically everything. If I miss anything, you'll find it. Okay, now we're on to the piece that comes here. This is how it goes. And I have the 13 mil bolt in there. And also, we're going to be adding, from the package of hardware that we have, this bolt and this washer. It's a locking nut, I mean. Just put that in through there, line it up, the hole, and we're just going to leave that loose for now as well. All right, next, we're going to be adding this bracket that's shaped like this. We're going to be adding it here. So we're going to remove the mirror and the bracket that supports the mirror. We're going to remove this. We have to remove these two bolts and the nuts on the other side. Okay, now we're going to be adding that bracket here. You're going to need 2 bolts like this and 2 locking nuts. What you want to do is you want to put your bracket like this. Yeah, like this. And your bolts, of course, are going to go here. But first of all, this is going to be tricky. A lot of people have trouble with this. You have to get the nuts over on this side, and just happens that I'll show you. Just so happens that when you put the nut in here, it goes. You have to pound them in a little bit. You have to work them in, and you can see the nut don't fit in there really good. So I found a way to do it. I can't remember what I did. I just kept turning the nut and figuring out how I can get it in there. But this side looks like it's going to be a lot more difficult. And once you get it in here, it basically can slide. But then you got to line it up with the holes, and it's not a very easy thing to do. So it's just something I want you to be ready for. And if I figured out a way to do it on the other side, I'm not sure if this side will do it, but if it does, I'll show you what I did. Okay, what I did with this one, it's a really hard one, is I just kind of held it and I tapped it with the ball of my hammer just till I could get it kind of stuck. Now I'm going to tap it in place. Like Look at that. It's so stuck. It's so tight there that it won't go in. It's kind of weird. Okay, guys, I got desperate, and what I did was I found this in a Dremel tool set I had, and the Dremel gun is burnt out, but found this grinding stone. And I just ran it for about 3 minutes, and just enough to get that nut in there. So now I think I'm just going to run it a bit more. I may even take out the other nut, because I got to get it down just like another millimeter. And it just won't budge, but I'll try the best I can. If I have to take it out, then I can grind the whole sides of it. And you know what? This is going to work. Alright guys, persistence pays off. I knocked that nut out, and I took that little grinding wheel down in there, grinded it out, blew it out with air, compressed air, get any dust out of there I could. And I pounded this thing back in there. It went in easier, but I still had to pound it down in front of the hole. I put the bolt through. It lines up good now, so I'm going to put the other one in, put the bracket on, put our bolts in, and this part is done. But they really give you a hard time. You just got to keep at it. Be patient. Same with these push pins. Don't be in a hurry. Take your time. Make sure you got lots of time to do your job. All right, it's time to put the second door on. Get it in place anyway for now. And then we're going to line up stuff and then button her up. Adjust it and then button everything up. So we're going to get just a couple screws and some locking nuts, and I'm going to put the bolts in here, and then we're going to put our bolts down in here. Alright, inside here on the passenger door they give you a bracket, and it goes to this mount here, and you can mount it down here just above your gas tank, and this bolt will just screw right into the bracket here underneath. Very cool, works well. So I have all the screws started here, here and here, and up here. So everything's loose. Everything's loose. Can't stress that enough. Don't tighten anything up. One thing too is when you get your door on, you may be thinking, oh, I won't be able to get my push pins in under here. There's room to get your push pins in. You won't have any issues. So you can put your door in before you do the push pins. Okay, now I guess I just have to adjust things. Actually, I'm going to put the striker bolt in here first, and then we will get to adjusting our door and fitting it. So this is your striker bolt. They give you a nut, so you want to start that. Just spin it on wherever you want, and then we're going to go put it on that mount, that bracket over there. We got our striker bolt in place. This is all tightened up. We have, these are all tightened up. The door's fitted. Everything's tight. We have these tight. Yeah, they're tight. I'll check them again. Our 13 mil bolt, I'm going to snug it up even more, but I think it's tight. Yeah, it is tight. And then there's that one bolt I told you about. This one here, it's loose, so I'm going to tighten that one. And basically, that's it. Then we can start putting our plastics all back in place. And I got to remember to get that one bolt that's way back under here. But yeah, we're going to button it up. I'm liking it. Like, I mean, look at all this here, all this real estate for stickers. Actually, I'm thinking of putting Cfmoto Siderider on there, maybe a new logo or something. Big doors. That's going to keep me clean. Maybe not perfect, but a heck of a lot better than the factory doors did. Everything came under those doors. It's crazy. Even in the winter when I'm plowing snow, snow just flies in underneath, builds up behind my seat. I hope I showed you guys everything. I'm pretty sure I did. It's just one of those things, you got to pay attention to what you're doing and look at where it's tight, where it's loose. If you need to get your hand in somewhere, get some bolts or whatever, you just got to undo some push pins. These push pins are not fun, but after you do a few, you start to get a rhythm going. And what I did to get them back in is they get all full of sand and mud and dirt. I just sprayed very little bit of WD-40 on them, worked the pin out of it, and then I could put the tab back in and then put the push pin back in, and everything worked out good. I can't wait to get out and try out the trails with these doors, see how much less dirt comes in. I know it's going to be a lot better. I want to thank Revco for sponsoring me. Go to their website, check out what they have. They got all kinds of good parts, and you name it, they have it. And I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up if this video helps you. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next video.